It's a picture-perfect night in Knoxville, Tennessee, a city that for much of the year is known for college football, but tonight a different kind of football, and in fact the only professional soccer match in the entire country as one Knoxville takes on Northern Colorado Hailstorm, both squads riding club record unbeaten streaks. Happy to have you with us on ESPN Plus. John Gross with you as we take a look at the USL League One table entering today. And as you see, Northern Colorado Hailstorm in third place. A win today would catapult them to the top of the table with matches in hand. Meanwhile, one Knoxville very much in the mix, tied in points for sixth place, but behind right now they have a chance to jump above the playoff line with a win. And if they're going to do that, Ilya Ilic may play a role in that. He has scored 2 goals after missing about a month and a half of action. The 32-year-old, who is a player, team captain, and assistant coach, has found his stride once again. Back fit, back in form, and a side that is trying to find some success in the attacking end. Ilic has proven to be a spark since his return. On the flip side, Trevor Ammon, you can't say enough about the job that this young man has done. The reigning player of the week in the league, 3 goals over 2 matches a week ago. His 11 goals this season leads the league. Ammon had 5 goals all of last season. He has more than doubled that in the early portion of this season. He earned the number 9 shirt in the offseason for good reason. He is playing like a true scoring number 9. Third and final meeting of the season between these two squads. 2 of the newer clubs in League One. One Knoxville, Northern Colorado Hailstorm, presented by KUB Fiber. Kickoff and lineups coming up next on ESPN Plus.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league, the USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slide this in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedle. Sam Gleedle. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Pomasoso. Right through the middle. Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots.
Today's match is brought to you by KUB Fiber, just moments away from getting things started between one Knoxville and Northern Colorado Hailstorm here at Regal Stadium. And this is the third and final matchup of the season between these two squads. And let's take a look back at the season series. This was earlier in the season. Northern Colorado leads the series 1-0-1 on the year. They picked up a 2-1 victory back on May 13th here in Knoxville. See Jake Keegan able to slot that one home. That's the only goal that one Knox has scored against Northern Colorado this season. And then at the second meeting, it was 0-0. Trevor Ammon, he was turned away in his penalty kick attempt. That was the first time since the opening month of the season that Northern Colorado was shut out. 0-0 draw in the second match. So here is a look at the starting 11 for these two squads, brought to you by UT Medical Center. And it's one Knox led by Mark McKeever. Couple of changes for this squad. Illich in the starting 11. And how about a big swap in the back? Peter Swinkles making his professional debut. Sean Lewis, the normal starting keeper, suffered a nasty collision against North Carolina. He is out. He played with One Knox last year at the USL League Two level. Another important note, Gabriel Claudio, who is normally a defender, is listed as the backup goalkeeper if something were to happen to Peter Swinkles. Gio Calixto also available for selection as a substitute. He was signed yesterday. Here's a look at what Northern Colorado sends out, led by Eamon Zayed. Club record 9-match unbeaten streak, second of the league in goals per match and goals against. More of the same in terms of players on the pitch, but there is a notable change, a notable return to the lineup for the visitors today. It is the second-year captain, Rob Cornwall, the Irish center-back. He missed the last 5 matches. He's back in the starting 11 for the first time since June 4th, somebody that Eamon Zayed said is so critical to what we do in the back. Breck Evans is available on the bench. He started every single match that he's played for Northern Colorado. But Cornwall is back as the visitors look to make it 10 in a row without a loss. They are 6-0-3 during this stretch, 7-1-5 on the season. And as we showed you before with the league table, a win today would boost them to the top of the table over Forward Madison. Both teams coming in with perhaps some tired legs. It'll be interesting to see how these two teams respond, especially late, with both squads playing last Saturday as well. Here's a look at our University Orthopedic Surgeon's injury report. Sean Lewis is out for One Knoxville, and for Northern Colorado, still without Irvin Parra, but otherwise, Eamon Zayed said everybody is good to go. Welcome sign for the visitors from Windsor, Colorado. Both these teams on an absolute roll, both toting club record unbeaten streaks. It's been 6 in a row without a loss. 5 in a row without a loss for One Knoxville. Just 1 loss in their last 9. 9 in a row without a loss for Northern Colorado. And we are underway in Knoxville, Tennessee, the only professional soccer match in the United States. Thrilled to have you along for the ride tonight. John Gross with you on this Tuesday evening for the 3rd and final matchup of the year. It's Jake Keegan throw to the touchline, and it will be a throw. Sean Clark is our match referee. As you get a look at Arthur Rogers, who leads the league in chances created, 4 assists this season. Reigning League One Defender of the Year. And Billy King paces ahead, looking to spark something early for the visitors. King did not play against Chattanooga. It was his first DNP of the season. It's a busy part of the season for Northern Colorado, so there was a bit of player rotation. On Saturday, they'll wrap up a 4-match stretch over 11 days when they take on Union Omaha. And there's Rob Cornwall. A welcome sight to see for Eamon Zayed and company. The leader of this squad back available. Upper surge forward. Ball takes a deflection and is booted out by James Thomas. Will be a throw for the visitors. Northern Colorado coming off of a 1-1 draw against 11th place Chattanooga. Hailstorm conceded a stoppage time corner kick equalizer and spoke to Eamon Zayed about that draw. He said it felt like a loss. He said it was the most disappointed that he's been after a match since he came to Northern Colorado. He said it was unlike their squad to give up a soft goal in a set piece like that. And also felt they had more than enough chances on the attacking end to win that. Takeaway in the midfields. It's Jimmy Villalobos. Knoxville also coming off of a draw. That one maybe a little bit of a different feel to it as it came against a red-hot North Carolina squad. 2-2 draw in a back-and-forth affair. As Rogers is upended and he is slow to his feet. And it is an early booking. Angelo Kelly shown the yellow card in the 3rd minute. Honduran midfielder. Take a look back at this. And just upended Arthur Rogers. Good to see Rogers back on his feet. So an early card shown by our match referee tonight, Rashawn Clark. Sarah Gaddis and Douglas Clayton, our ARs this evening. Here's Rogers. Lifts ahead. Back where it came from. Hope run out. Marked by Villalobos. Rogers lifts ahead, looking for Ammon, finds his head. Settled by Dietrich. Dietrich goes down. Strong challenge by Derek Waldeck, and now a chance to counter. That's just a bit ahead of Jimmy Villalobos. I think we'll see a lot of this today. Northern Colorado with the ball. Well, Knoxville can make it very difficult for opponents to score. Flick on towards Rendon. First touch of the professional career for Peter Swinkles in his pro debut. He was the goalkeeper for One Knoxville last season when One Knox was a member of USL League Two, part of that squad that won the South Central Conference title. Mark McKeever, head man for One Knoxville, said that Swinkles has been so hungry for an opportunity, and he brings a little bit of a different flavor to the pitch than Sean Lewis, the normal starting keeper, does. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Here's Frank Ross, scored against North Carolina. 3 of Ross's goals have come across the last 4 fixtures, including a brace against Charlotte Independence. Centering feed finds the foot of Keegan. Heavy first touch, and it will be a goal kick. So Peter Swinkles on one side of the pitch, Lalo Delgado on the other. Delgado has been amongst the league's best this season. Second in clean sheets with 7, second in goals against average. Leads the league in save percentage at 79%. Rogers punches long, over the top for Ammon. Ammon settles, Ammon chips it goalward, it's in! Trevor Ammon, another match, another goal. And the Golden Boot leader punches home an 8th minute finish. A goal in his 3rd consecutive match, and it's Arthur Rogers. An absolute beauty of a ball. Finds Ammon ahead of the pack. That's one way to break down this back line, as Ammon just got that left toe on it and snuck it under the crossbar. Phenomenal composure for Trevor Ammon, and what a ball by Arthur Rogers. 5th assist of the year for Rogers, now tied for the league lead. The 12th goal of the season for Ammon, that is good for the league lead. And it's 1-0 with the 8th minute Trevor Ammon conversion. Really high-level finish there by Ammon. Something that Ammon Zayed has worked a lot on with his striker. A chance to respond for Jimmy Villalobos. So one Knox side that at times has struggled to score goals this season, but had a bit more success these last couple of matches. 5 goals over the last 3. Ross hangs over everybody, and a goal kick on the way for Delgado. But you talk to Mark McKeever, there is definitely some optimism that the return of Frank Ross and Ilya Ilic back into form, back on the pitch, will allow them to find more success on the attacking end. Back-to-back matches with multiple goals. Rogers on the touchline. Waldeck under a bit of pressure. Kwakwa connects with Rendon. Rendon muscles around Waldeck and got a bit too physical. And there is a reach for the card. So 2 yellow cards in the first 11 minutes of the match.
Yellow card issued in the 11th minute to Northern Colorado, number 27.
Bruno Rendon, who picked up a yellow card last match against Chattanooga Red Wolves. He's shown yellow here as well. You can see the extension of that elbow into the face of Derek Waldeck. And Rendon, the very physical and athletic player from Cuba. Ammon Zayed calls him an absolute beast. He's shown the yellow in the early portion of this one. Really nice feed. Finds Frank Ross with space to work with. OT alongside him. Knocks it out to Keegan. Trying to find Keegan. Just a bit off target. Dangerous back pass though. And Delgado, that's all he could do with it. And he actually scored it into the practice field net. What a strike from Delgado. I'm sure he was trying to do exactly that. Chrysler. He was not afraid to approach the attacking zone. Was there a dangerous player in that final third? Did score a goal last match. A really nice build up here. Keegan rolls one central. Was looking for Ilic. Just a bit out of his grasp. Kelly James Thomas, poor giveaway there. Trying to switch fields towards Rendon. Will be a throw for the visitors. So Lalo Delgado, we know what he can do as a keeper, but I don't know, maybe they should give him a look at striker as well. Look at the curl on that thing. Bend it like Lalo as he finds the practice net goal. Both these squads played on Saturday. It was 3 days since that match. Both coaches said that they're curious to see how their squad will respond. Ayman Zayed especially said that this is a major test for us. He's intrigued to see the response from them. As King launches ahead towards Ammon. Flicked away off the head of Kelly. It'll be a busy next month or so for Northern Colorado as King receives it on the 1-2. And it's one right back by the home side. Here's Illich. Mark McKeever said that these last few days have been such a whirlwind. He wasn't even sure what day it was when I spoke to him yesterday. A major test for both teams. And a balance as well for the coaching staffs in terms of getting guys on the pitch and training versus recovery. Bit of space to work with. Roll through towards Ross, and well played defensively. Skelton finds the foot of Kelly. Villalobos shovels wide. Here's Frank Ross. It's Thomas. And it will be a throw. About as deep as one can possibly record a throw in the attacking third. And it is James Thomas to throw it in. This is his 4th time playing under Mark McKeever. Did it last year at the USL 2 level. Young Harris College, and previously with Des Moines Menace at the USL League 2 level as well. Of course, now at the League 1 level. It's a common trend for a lot of these players. They have previous experience under Mark McKeever, despite being a first-year professional club. Offside flag was raised. There was Ayman Zayed, second-year man. And one of the really interesting things that he talked about in our conversation earlier in the week was how he understands what One Knoxville are going through right now. It's a brand new club. You're building a culture, a level of continuity and consistency. He said, I know what it's all about, trying to get 20-plus guys to gel. And he said it took him until the second half of last season for that to kick in. He said One Knoxville, they've been going strong from the get-go. They have a lot of credit to Mark McKeever and his technical staff. And for brand new clubs in the league, there's no doubt about it. Northern Colorado, they are the blueprint given the success they've had. There's One Knoxville. Look to answer back, it's Jake Keegan. Keegan rolls across, blocked by Rob Cornwall in his return to action. And Rendon just ran out of real estate. Swinkles, dangerous pass, and another card. Jessen Vanderplam has been booked. Third yellow card that we've seen in the first 19 minutes of this one. Vanderplam and Angelo Kelly, two midfielders for one Knox. Have both been booked. Bruno Rendon of Northern Colorado has also been shown a yellow. Vanderplam, who is familiar with the state of Colorado, spent last season with USL Championship squad Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Had a prolific collegiate career at the Division II level, where he played under Mark McKeever at Young Harris College in North Georgia. Won 5 conference titles and Peach Belt Conference Player of the Year honors under Mark McKeever, and he's reunited with his former college coach here in Knoxville. Whenever that man stands over the ball in a free kick, there's a chance the ball's going to find the back of the net, whether it's off his foot or off somebody else's. Arthur Rogers now tied for the league lead in assists and the league leader in chances created. Rogers, looping feed, what a ball, it's in! Arthur Rogers, it's 2-0 Northern Colorado. We'll see if it took a deflection off of Rendon, who was in the area. Either way, it's 2-0.
Northern Colorado goal scored by number 27.
And it is Rendon who got a toe on it, just enough to be credited with the conversion. But it was the ball from Rogers, the second assist of this first half for Arthur Rogers, and Bruno Rendon is the recipient, his second goal of the season. Set piece magic. And the Hailstorm off to a strong start on the road. Second goal of the season for Rendon at wingback today. Eamon Zayed said that he did not bring Rendon in to be a goal scorer, but he proved in the preseason with 6 goals that he could punch him into the back of the net. And he has the second of the year right there as Rogers instructs his defensive abilities. Northern Colorado finding early success against one Knoxville. Testing Peter Swinkles. His first professional start with Sean Lewis out after suffering an injury with a collision against North Carolina last week. Oprah elevates in stride for Ammon. Was 1 goal this far. Ammon unable to settle. So when Knoxville side that has had some difficulties scoring, finds itself in an early 2-goal deficit. And that 5-match unbeaten streak in serious jeopardy, but a lot of soccer left to be played tonight. Battling the sun, beating down in his eyes. Will stay with the visitors. There's Jimmy Villalobos. Villalobos, somebody who Mark McKeever has had his eye on for some time. Said last year Villalobos was one of his favorite League One players to watch while McKeever was coaching at the USL League Two level right here with one Knoxville. King. Once more. Cornwall. Certainly overcooked that feed. And a beautiful Tuesday evening. You really can't get much better than this. 83 degrees and sunny. Nice crowd on hand. And of course, the Scruffs providing an impressive home atmosphere at Regal Stadium. Keegan keeps it in play. Keegan into the hands of Delgado. Cornwall a bit frustrated with his teammates. It has certainly been impressive to see the growth of this one Knoxville club, not just in terms of the on-field results, but in terms of the amount of support that they've received from the community, of course from the Scruffs, the great supporter groups in League One. But Mark McKeever said his side has to perform better at home. They know that if they're going to contend for a postseason spot, they can push beyond that. They need to be able to claim points at home. They are just 3-3-3 this season compared to 2-1-4 outside of Knoxville. And a slow start today, but Ross and company looking to change that. And a free kick awarded in a favorable area for the home side. Arthur Rogers not thrilled with it. There's a look back, and you can see Rogers from behind clipped Angelo Kelly. Damon Zayats, and one of the main focal points leading into this one as they look back at the Chattanooga match. Defending set pieces. Well, this is the first time they're being tested tonight. We'll see if one Knox can put one through. And the suspense will build. James Thomas curls one in. Thomas's ball headed out of the area by Rogers. And Dietrich as well to boot it out of danger. Arthur Rogers having a vintage Arthur Rogers performance. 2 assists already for the man now all alone atop the USL League One assist leaderboard. So Northern Colorado currently have the assist leader and the goal leader on their roster. Cornwall, a giveaway in the midfield. Here's Kelly. Kelly, a hard slide tackle. This is surely a booking. And Norte has become the 4th player to be shown a yellow card in the first 28 minutes.
Yellow card in the 28th minute for Northern Colorado, number 8, Norte.
Giveaway by Cornwall. That was simply Norte trying to break up a potential transition opportunity for Angelo Kelly and company. He did just that, but at the cost of receiving a yellow. Second-year man with the Hailstorm. And a free kick on the way for one Knox. Thomas and Waldeck. Waldeck, who leads the league in crosses. It is Thomas. Mile-high service. Headed. And it will be a goal kick. Rogers launches. Hammond goes down. And play on. We've seen some of those channels open today, and that's what resulted in that first goal. Rogers, long ball between the center backs, found Ammon in the 8th minute, and then at the 20th minute, it was Rogers once again off of a set piece who found Bruno Rendon. Tap-in goal for Rendon to make it 2-0. And that's where we are at the half-hour mark in the third and final meeting of the regular season between these two squads. A first-year club in Knoxville, a second-year squad in Northern Colorado. Here's Rogers, 2 assists already. Lifts this back post towards Ammon. Swinkles, his pro debut. He's been tested, and it's really been a test for this back line in general. That's something that Mark McKeever talked about. They were going back-to-back matches against really the top 2 attacking squads in the league. North Carolina last Saturday, they conceded 2 goals. And thus far today against Northern Colorado, have conceded 2. High press results in a takeaway. It's Ammon who finds Rendon. Not quite in stride, however. Allows the defense to retreat. Rogers crosses, pops back out to Dietrich. Down he goes, and a free kick awarded. Jackson Dietrich in some serious pain. He now does rise to his feet. There's a look back. A few yards beyond the 18. Frank Ross was the culprit. Well, we saw 12 minutes ago, free kick from the opposite side of the box. That was tapped home by Bruno Rendon. Now it's Jackson Dietrich and Arthur Rogers looking to orchestrate a third for the visitors. It's Dietrich, goes under the wall. Oh, so close. Jackson Dietrich. Oh, great idea. And if that is just inches to the left, it's a 3-0 scoreline just past the half-hour mark. Illich, Keegan, option surge inside the 18, pops it back to Ross. Ross muscles his way through, no whistle. Villalobos shovels out. There's Thomas. Sweeping cross, finds Illich. It's in! Ilya Illich continues to dominate since his return to the pitch. But Angelo Kelly in some major discomfort. And the medical staff being ushered on the pitch after Ilya Illich just scored his 3rd goal in his 4th match back. Here's a look back. Villalobos able to work it wide. Thomas cross perfectly placed. And it's Ilya Illich, the 32-year-old from Serbia, who volleys home his 4th goal of the season. On you see, right behind him, Angelo Kelly. Just got caught below him and Rob Cornwall. The captain, who is also a player coach, he's an assistant on the staff. He wants to get into coaching post his player career. He scores the Markman's Diamonds goal in the 35th minute. And a warm round of applause for Angelo Kelly. Kelly, who has significant USL experience at the championship level.
Please begin making your way to the power T10.
There's Ilya Illich, the 35th minute goal. The man who missed about a month and a half of action. This is his 4th match back since then, and it's his 3rd goal in that stretch. A player who knows a thing or two about first-year clubs in USL, to say the least. Was on Lou City's inaugural USL roster. He won a pair of USL titles with the boys in purple. And now getting things done at the League One level with his 4th goal of the season. And we have a brand new ball game. A high-flying first 35-plus minutes into the only professional soccer match in the United States tonight. And as you see, bottom of your screen, Angelo Kelly has walked to the midline and he has re-entered. And as he does, it's a giveaway that is broken up by Oprah. Well played by the wingback. Oh, what a move, Rendon. Taken off of it by Vanderploum. One right back by Rogers. King. Marked by Vanderploum. King paces towards the byline. His cross broken up. Skelton in the perfect spot. Jordan Skelton, or as Mark McKeever calls him, Skelts, the 6'4" center back. Joined the club on via transfer from North Carolina. He was a captain there last year, and he wanted to play again with Mark McKeever, who he was coached by at the USL 2 level. Oh, what a lovely ball that is. Into some green. It is Derek Waldeck. Kelly. Skies one. through the wickets of Rogers. Well done by Waldeck to keep it in play. Distance blast, testing Delgado. He was up to the challenge. An ambitious strike. And a corner kick on the way. There is new life here at Regal Stadium for the home side. Jessen Vanderploem said, why not? And it will be a corner kick as Waldeck stands over it. Fluttering ball from Waldeck. Skelton got a head on it. Comes out to Kelly on the half volley. Here's a look back at this last corner kick. On the head of Skelton, Rogers cleared it, but only as deep as Kelly. And his knuckleball attempt nearly snuck in. This one Knox side looks like a completely different club compared to what we saw in the first 20 minutes. Ross, 1-2, back to Thomas, who had the assist. And it does cross the byline, last off of Thomas. Perhaps in some ways a bit reminiscent of what we saw from one Knoxville on Saturday against North Carolina. Mark McKeever said, we looked frankly a little bit scared against North Carolina. They dominated. And there was certainly some dominance in the early portions of this one, but as that North Carolina match progressed, things leveled out when Knoxville found its footing. And it seems that that might be the case again today. Keegan. Waldeck lifts ahead towards Ross. Free kick awarded. Now that aerial challenge by Jalen Chrysler. Reigning Team of the Week selection. Sean Clark wants to chat with him. Will we see another card? Yes, we will. 5 yellow cards in this first half. Chrysler has been booked. Angelo Kelly has been booked. As is Jessen Vanderploem for one Knoxville. Here's a look back at that last foul. Meanwhile, Bruno Rendon and Orte Norti, the two sitting on a yellow for the Hailstorm. Rendon back on his feet. Any sort of contact to the head area like that will result in the medical staff heading on the pitch. And he's set to re-enter. Tina Kwakwa will restart the action. Chrysler on the line, finds the head of Rendon. Chrysler launches. What a ball that is. Thomas. Acres of space to work with. Now King closes the angle. And it will be a corner.
One Knoxville corner kick.
It's hard to yell when the bat rails in your mouth.
James Thomas to the corner flag. As T.I. blasts in the Regal Stadium loudspeakers. Fun atmosphere on this beautiful Tuesday evening. And the home supporters hoping for an equalizer. Nearly had one on the last corner kick. And it is Thomas who sends it in. Headed central towards Chrysler. And Ammon volleys it out of the 18. Foot race, Dietrich. And Swinkles composed under some duress. As we have entered stoppage time. 3 minutes of added time, signaled in by our fourth official. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home of the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. We thank all of you for joining us on ESPN Plus, wherever you may be tuning in from. John Gross with you on this Tuesday evening. The only pro soccer match being played today in the U.S. As Ross is taken off of it by Rogers. 2 assists in the first half so far for Rogers. Ammon comes right back to him, rolls ahead for Rendon, who has a goal. Rendon's cross is blasted. Foul as Keegan is hit in the air, and now Leo Fola is shown a yellow. And you see Rashawn Clark signal elbow to the head, elbow to the head. And based on that, that'll surely be a yellow, especially considering what we just saw called by him moments ago. So he's been consistent with those calls. So 3 players per squad with a yellow card. Fola joins Nortain Ortiz and Bruno Rendon of Northern Colorado amongst the trio who have been booked. On the restart, Thomas's ball. Contact in the area. Kicks away from wrapping up what has been a very entertaining first half, and we may not be done just yet. Angelo Kelly. Here's Villalobos. Waldeck. Chips ahead, headed forward towards Kelly, and Rob Cornwall had it play perfectly, as that brings us to the midway point of what has been an intriguing and exciting first 45 minutes of action in the third and final meeting of the season between these two squads. Halftime brought to you by KUB Fiber, and that man right there, he is the reason why the visitors have this lead. Arthur Rogers, not 1, but 2 first half assists for the man who now sits all alone atop the USL League One assist lead. really enjoyable first half of action. We still have 45 minutes left to play. Stick with us for halftime. You're watching USL League One on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slide this in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedall. Sam Gleedall. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Bomasoso. Right through the middle. Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots.
Welcome in to halftime, brought to you by KUB Fiber as we look at beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee, one of the gateways to the great Smoky Mountains here in Appalachia, as we take a look back at Week 17 in USL League One. And we start things off right here in the Volunteer State, Chattanooga, hosting red-hot Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Northern Colorado looking to follow up a comeback win against Charlotte. First half stoppage time, 45th +1. There's that man again, Trevor Ammon, his league best 11th goal of the season off the cross from Valentin Sabella. But stoppage time is the name of the game, because in second half stoppage time, Riley Kraft finds Rapapa Mensah, the equalizer, in the 93rd, 1-1 the final in that match. Forward Madison welcomes Central Valley Fuego to town. There's a goal line clearance coming up from Timmy Mell as Maximus Eck tried to head it home. What an effort by Mell to keep it out of the back of the net. Would have been Eck's first goal of the season. Later on in the match, Nazim Bartman kickstarts the breakaway. Couple of nice touches. Derek Gebhardt finds some space, and Gebhardt finishes it off. His second of the season. 1-0 Domingos in front. We showed you Timmy Mell earlier, his ability to clear a ball off the goal line. And here is Mell once again, a vital intervention. A 1-0 win for Mac Laser and company. Forward Madison continues to roll at the top of the table. Union Omaha and Richmond Kickers. This was in front of our season-high 3,500 fans at Warner Park. And J.P. Skiers, that was his 8th headed goal of his career. That is the most in League One history. A little later on, a guy who knows a thing or two about scoring goals, Emi Terzaghi, goes down. He steps to the spot and equalizes. 1-1 is the score in the first half. Another 42nd minute. Watch this. Joe Gallardo, the headbutt, and he has shown a red card. So Union Omaha in the first half down to 10 men. The 10 men, 0 problems. Noe Meza heads one home. His 20th goal as an Owl, now tied with the all-time goal lead across all competitions. 2-1 the score. A little later on, a skipping ball is redirected goalward and in. It's Steven Dos Santos who buries it. And watch this, a substitute, Shivani Willis. Off the pitch, he has shown a red card, so still 10 men, but another card shown. Later on, Joe Brito His central feed finds Dos Santos. It's a brace for Dos Santos, the 13th brace of his pro career. 4-1 the final. Union Omaha takes down Richmond. Third consecutive win for Los Bujos. And one Knox and North Carolina. What a match this was. Louis Perez, his shot parried away by Sean Lewis. The back heel for Mensingen, and Oleg Sanderson continues his tremendous season as he finds the back of the net. 1-0 in the 4th minute. Then center back to center back. Jordan Skelton, his header across the goal, finds Jaden Chrysler. First goal of the season for the big man Chrysler. So 1-1 is the score at that point. One Knox looking to take the lead, and they will do just that as Jake Keegan finds Frank Ross. He's fit, he's in form. Frank Ross on a roll as of late. 2-1 the score. And then at the hour mark, Devin Benton rolls across, a skipping effort, finds the back of the net. Gary McLaughlin equalizes 2-2. That's the final in that back and forth affair right here in Knoxville. And last but not least, on Sunday, Charlotte Independence and Lexington. 11th minute, Omar Sis finds the veteran Dane Kelly, and he does the rest. 4th goal of the season for the seasoned striker. 24 minutes later, Ryan JJ takes down Atef Diouf. JJ shown a yellow card. Diouf issued a point to the spot. He steps to the spot, cool, calm, and collected as he equalizes. 1-1 the score. 4th goal of the season for Diouf. On to the second half now. Miguel Ibarra finds Tresor Mbuyu. Mbuyu so lethal with the ball on his feet. The step over and the finish. 5th assist of the season for Ibarra. League lead. 2-1 the final. We'll be back after this on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slide this in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedall. Sam Gleedall. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Bomasoso. Right through the middle, Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
Let's take a look at some USL League One news and notes, and congratulations to Forward Madison headman Matt Glazer. His most productive month in charge of the club. Forward Madison now atop the table after a 4-2-0 record in the month of June. And how about this, the Women's World Cup just around the corner? You can enter for a chance to win prizes by correctly picking different stages of the World Cup. Visit uslsuperleague.com/bracket to learn more. You do not want to miss that opportunity. And Trevor Ammon just continues to tear apart the league. 11 goals in the season, 3 goals over 2 matches last week, and he is the Week 17 Player of the Week. And as you see, we have a handful of players in this match involved with the Team of the Week. 3 to be exact: Jalen Chrysler, Trevor Ammon, and Arthur Rogers. Tonight's match, the only weeknight match in Week 18 as we look to a jam-packed Saturday. All 12 clubs in action, 6 matches. It is the second full league slate of the season. Jam-packed day. You will not want to miss that. 4 matches at 7 p.m., 1 at 7:30, and then Northern Colorado Union Omaha in action at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All on ESPN+. Back after this on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
This in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedall. Sam Gleedall. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Bomasoso. Right through the middle. Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots.
Back here in Knoxville, Tennessee, get a look at a beautiful truss bridge, railroad in the distance. Halftime brought to you by KUB Fiber. What a first half it was. Let's look back at the first half that we saw in this one. 8th minute. We start nice and early. Arthur Rogers, Trevor Ammon, that duo just tearing through the league right now. League-leading 5th assist of the season for Rogers right there. A league best 12th goal of the year. Look at this cheeky little finish. The left toe just tapping it over Peter Swinkles just below the crossbar. 20th minute. Again, it's Arthur Rogers. This time, set piece magic. He finds Bruno Rendon unmarked. Rendon taps it in. Assist number 6 in the season for Rogers. Rendon's 2nd goal of the year. Northern Colorado sitting pretty early, but things would change 14 minutes later. James Thomas watches will receive a ball out wide, has options inside the box. Illich and Kelly in the area, and it is Kelly who is officially credited with the goal. Get a closer look at this one. You see the right foot of Illich and then the diving header attempt by Kelly. Both getting to the ball at a similar time. Kelly officially credited with the goal, and that brings us to our halftime stats. And as you see, fairly evenly matched first half of action. Both teams an equal amount of shots and shots on target. One Knox in favor in the possession stats. But the number that matters the most, 2-1 is the score. And there is Angelo Kelly, who scored his first goal of the season, credited with that diving header with Ilya Illich alongside him, and the ball in from James Thomas. Kelly in his 16th start of the season, his first goal of the year. Spent his last 4 years at the USL Championship level with Charleston Battery and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Opens his 2023 account Here we go. 45 minutes in the books. An exciting half left to play. John Gross with you for what is the only professional soccer match in the United States this evening. Northern Colorado with a win would jump to the top of the table. Meanwhile, when Knoxville, 3 points, would bring it above the playoff line. These two squads currently riding club record unbeaten streaks. It's been 9 in a row without a loss for Northern Colorado. Longest streak in the club's about 1.5 year history. When Knoxville, the first year of its club's existence, unbeaten in its last 5, however, without a win in its last 3. McKeever said that in order for us to turn those draws into wins on a consistent basis, we have to score more goals. We're getting things done to the defensive end. Still trying to find that consistency in the attacking third. As Kelly gets tied up, and Kelly is whistled. "35th minute goal by Angelo Kelly to bring his side back onto the scoreboard. Apologies for the mistake earlier. 2 players both in the area in Illich and Kelly. And Kelly is the one officially credited with the goal. Delgado lets it fly. Rendon wins it. Lifts ahead for Ammon. And it is a handball against Bruno Rendon. A NorCal rivalry takes center stage when the USL on ESPN continues. Alex Dixon leads a potent Monterey Bay FC attack against Paul Blanchette and a staunch Oakland Roots SC squad. It's Monterey Bay FC and Oakland Roots SC, Saturday, July 15th at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. You will not want to miss that one this upcoming Saturday night. A couple of high-level Western Conference squads at the USL Championship level. Oprah wins it in the air. A tie-up and no whistle. Check that. And we'll stay with Northern Colorado. Vanderplam and Dietrich tangled up. And a free kick on the way. We saw a free kick goal in the first half, delivered by Arthur Rogers. Nearly a second free kick goal on a direct strike by Jackson Dietrich. It is Rogers, curls it inside! It's Rendon, the second time today that duo has hooked up for a set-piece score. Northern Colorado bags another one early in the half. Arthur Rogers, his third assist, as he finds Rendon, who scores his second goal. I mean, Arthur Rogers, he is just on a different level. Looked like it initially took a touch off of Vanderplam, and then Rendon was there to clean it up. Arthur Rogers, tremendous ball. Second time today that this one Knoxville squad has been beaten by Rendon, making that run off the set piece. Northern Colorado scored 8 minutes into the first half. They have done so 5 minutes into the second half. As Delgado falls on it. Delgado hasn't been all too busy today. Kelly scored at the 35th. Again, the question becomes, does this one Knox side have the attacking firepower to claw back from another 2-goal deficit? Illich. Settled by Villalobos. Kelly. Villalobos once more. Switches opposite side. Vanderploum. Giveaway just out of the reach of Ross. And now Frank Ross commits the foul. Ross can certainly be a guy to spark this attack. He has scored 3 goals over his last 4 matches. His first year playing in the US, last year played in the Dutch Eredivisie, first division with Go Ahead Eagles. That's quite the pedigree as well. Came through the Aberdeen system and played 12 matches for Aberdeen to the Scottish Premiership. A quick restart. Chrysler finds Vanderploum. Villalobos searching for options. Finds Kelly. Kelly dances. Kelly strikes. Kelly scores! A brace for Angelo Kelly. He's been the spark that one Knox needed. And once again, he cuts the deficit from 2-1. Watch Kelly just find the soft spot between the 2 lines and then create separation, keeps it on his right foot, and he blasts it beyond Delgado. Angelo Kelly, who entered today with 0 goals on the season, has 2 in the first 55 minutes of this one. It's a markman's goal. Second goal of the day for Angelo Kelly. We are seeing the resilience of this one Knoxville squad on full display. They're navigating through a gauntlet of a schedule. North Carolina on Saturday, and 3 days later, high-flying Northern Colorado, 2 of the top squads in the league. And they find themselves down by just 1. Waldeck battles with Rendon. We'll stay with the home side. Rogers knocked into. James Thomas the culprit. And Thomas being called back by Rashawn Clark. Rashawn Clark has not been afraid to pull the yellow card out of his pocket. Thomas commits the foul. No card that time, but we'll certainly monitor that. Any more physical challenges from Thomas? Kwakwa. And Dietrich, just a step behind it. You can see the animated frustration of Jackson Dietrich. In the first half, nearly put home his second goal of the season. Villalobos. Whistles around Oprah.
That second one knocked goal by Angelo Kelly means $1,000 donated to our Goal for Good partner, Use Knoxville, this evening.
And a down one Knoxville player. It is Angelo Kelly, who has scored both goals for One Knox. He was shaken up in the first half when he scored that first goal, that diving header. Kelly, part of a large contingent of One Knoxville players who had previously played for Mark McKeever. He played for Mark McKeever at the USL League Two level in Mississippi. Here's a look back at this. Let's watch Kelly. You see him slowly fall to the turf. Angelo Kelly has been a one-man wrecking crew tonight for One Knoxville. 35th, 54th minutes. The Honduran midfielder entered tonight without a goal this season. And he already has two. We are shy of the hour mark. And he has re-entered. As Skelton lays one deep, intercepted by Rogers. Cornwall punches ahead, well read by Chrysler, center back to center back. Now a chance to counter in transition. Keegan was making that run as Waldeck tried to play it in there. Instead, it's a corner kick. Third corner kick of the night on the way for One Knoxville. We have yet to see a Northern Colorado corner. And it's James Thomas who saunters to the corner flag. Those young fans, they're fired up. The chest paint and all. They want to see an equalizer. As Thomas lifts one in, and Delgado tested but was ready for it. Big Jalen Chrysler, all 6'4" of him in the area. Got his head on it. You look at the options that they have on set pieces. Chrysler, 6'4". Skelton, 6'4". Thomas trying to roll through unsuccessfully. Rogers in the takeaway, and he stays on it. It's Rendon now. Dietrich. Ammon, the Golden Boot leader who has one already. Ammon hits it wide.
Attention fans, we have found a lost credit card. Eric Middleton, your Capital One
Trevor
credit
Ammon
card has
scored
been
back
found.
in the
Please
8th
pick it
minute
up from the merchandise
off an
tent.
assist from Arthur Rogers. Now, 12 goals in the season for Ammon, with 5 all of last year. Northern Colorado's all-time leading goal scorer in the season and a half of the club's existence just continues to tear things up. He has now scored in 3 consecutive matches. Here's King. Rogers, who has 3 assists today, 7 of the season, to lead the league in that category. Rogers lifts it through. What an idea as he finds King, but the offside flag is up. As you see, 3 assists tonight for Rogers, 7 on the season. He is quickly putting himself in the MVP conversation. And if he records another assist tonight, he will join Don Smart as the only other player to record 4 assists in a single match. But you look at what Rogers does, not just in terms of creating opportunities, which he led the league last year in that category, leads it again, now leading the league in assists. But he is a rock-solid defender. We've been able to push him up to the midfield this season quite a bit as well, with this back line being as sturdy as it's been for Northern Colorado. Dietrich. Oprah lifts one across towards Ammon. Flag was up anyway. Fans, the Women's World Cup kicks off on July 20th. It is just around the corner, and you can play along with the Women's World Cup Bracket Challenge presented by USL Super League. Win super cool prizes, including a new 75-inch Hisense TV. The bracket launches on Monday. Go to uslsuperleague.com/bracket to learn more. It'll be a fantastic World Cup, no doubt about it. Of course, the U.S. favored. A lot of parity worldwide as Dietrich is now shown a yellow.
Yellow card for Northern Colorado, number 18, Jackson Dietrich, in the 65th minute of play.
Fourth Northern Colorado player shown a yellow as he grabs the kit of Angelo Kelly. Oh, well done by Skelton as he leaves King in the dust. And Illich volleys ahead for Ross. It's Frank Ross looking to level. He cannot. Oh, it was a lovely build-up. Ross, you can see the settle and then the strike with the left. And he has been on a roll as of late. He has scored all 3 of his goals over the last 4 matches. That includes a brace against Charlotte. He also scored against North Carolina. He evidently loves playing against teams from the Tar Heel State. We will see our first corner kick of the night for Northern Colorado. It's who else but Arthur Rogers. He has 3 assists tonight. One more would match Don Smart's single match record with 4 assists. As he curls it in, Oprah got a toe on it and tracks after it. Oh, quite a bit of skill from Vanderplout. Space to work with and a foot race to it as Waldeck just ran out of real estate. Angle cut off quickly, and now Dietrich looks to lead the opposite direction. Oprah. Ammon heads for King, and Ammon again offside. Illich comes right back to him. Illich, just not the proper feed. And a delayed whistle and played the advantage, and now a yellow card. Enoch Kwakwa shown a yellow. Make that 5 Hailstorm players in the book.
Yellow card issued in the 70th minute to Northern Colorado's number 6, Enoch Kwakwa.
Get another look at this. And Kwakwa shown the yellow. So Fola, Kwakwa, Ortiz, Dietrich, and Rendon all have been booked for Northern Colorado. James Thomas, Derek Waldeck. Duo alongside the ball. It is Waldeck. Elevates ahead towards goal. Delgado able to snag it. Waldeck, well-placed ball as he found Skelton. You can see Rob Cornwall and Lalo Delgado both looking to the AR, pleading for a call, to no avail. Thomas on the takeaway. Oprah surges. Well read by Vanderploum. Here's Rogers. 3 assists tonight, including 1 to Trevor Ammon. 4th time this season that duo's connected. Rogers to Ammon. Here's a low cross as Skelton boots it out for a throw. Bruno Rendon having quite the performance. 2 goals today as he lifts this to no man's land, and it heads the opposite way. Rendon knocks on to King. Crowd getting into it. King punches ahead. Oh, Rendon was in the area. Long ball towards Keegan. One to the air by Cornwall and his return to action after missing the last 5. King shoved off of it. Well played by Chrysler. We have yet to see any changes, but as we approach the latter portion of this match, Mark McKeever getting ready to make what appears to be a trio of substitutions. Here's Angelo Kelly. 2 goals already for him. Under hit that through ball. Thomas pops it in towards the backside. Rogers cleans up the mess. Chrysler, the center back, trying to weave through traffic. Callum Johnson, Danny Fernandez, and Gio Calixtro, who was announced yesterday out of the roster, getting set to enter for Mark McKeever's squad. And it took until the 76th minute. Remember, these two squads played 3 days ago.
Number 8, Angelo Kelly, entered for him. Number 13,
As Danny Fernandez replaces Angelo Kelly. A masterclass of a performance for Kelly as the Honduran headed home that first goal in the 35th, maneuvers through traffic and bangs in the second of the day. It's a brace for Kelly, his first 2 goals of the season. He will exit. Danny Fernandez will replace him. Callum Johnson heads on as well. He has rarely been a substitute this season, primarily a starter, the former Clemson Tigers standout. He enters for Ilya Ilic. And Gio Calixtro will make his Knoxville debut as he replaces Frank Ross. Calixtro, his signing was announced yesterday. He's spent 2 years with FC Tucson at the League One level over the last 2 seasons. 5 goals across 50 appearances for John Perlman's squad. And he makes his Knox debut. Calixtro applies some pressure on Delgado, who is unfazed. King. Probes ahead. King. Strong run, but it's given away at the end of it. Chrysler, well played. The center back pairing of Knoxville. Really high pedigree of this between this duo. Chrysler, an all-league selection last year, a nominee for Defender of the Year as they stand out with Richmond. And Skelton stand out with North Carolina, was the captain a season ago. Keegan, team leader with 5 goals. Somehow Waldeck stays on it. And Delgado tracks after it. Nice ball to Villalobos. Villalobos broken up by Kwakwa. Well played by the midfielder who's sitting on a yellow. And then Calixtro whistled after the shove in the back of Enoch Kwakwa. Calixtro in his Knox debut. It's a signing that makes a lot of sense. This is a squad looking to bolster its abilities in the attacking third. As Kwakwa is back on his feet, the first Ghanaian player in club history, product of the Man City Academy from Accra, Ghana. Chrysler launches and Dunn misplayed it. Fortunately for him, Waldeck was on the opposite side of him. There's Johnson, his first touch of the night. Waldeck was looking for Fernandez, just not quite at the same page. Inside the final 10 minutes The third and final meeting of the regular season between these squads. Northern Colorado 1-0-1 this season against Knoxville. It was Trevor Am into the 8th minute, then Bruno Rendon in the 20th and 50th minutes. All 3 goals assisted by Arthur Rogers, who is an assist shy of the League One single match record, currently owned by Don Smart. Rendon wins it in the air. King gives chase. King. He's whistled. The King, who did not play against Chattanooga. There's been a bit of player rotation in this lineup for Northern Colorado. Both these squads in the midst of some treacherous stretches of their schedules, just in terms of a slew of matches in a short amount of time. Sean O'Hearn getting ready to enter for Derek Waldeck for Knoxville. Here's Thomas. Johnson. Thomas. Cross takes the deflection off of Oprah. Thomas looking to break him down. Lucky Oprah, strong defending. Both squads getting ready to make a change, and they will be granted. Sean O'Hearn, the Lancaster, Pennsylvania native, will make his 10th appearance of the season. He replaces Derek Waldeck. 4th change of the night for Knoxville, and the first substitution for Ayman Zayed's squad. Stefan Lukic, the Serbian, replaces Jackson Dietrich. Lukic, his 2nd season with Northern Colorado, product of the highly touted Partizan Academy in Belgrade. 77 minutes as a starter against Chattanooga. Today comes on as a substitute for the 3rd time this season. And here is Lukic. Give away in the midfield. Calixtro all over it. Elevated ball. The offside flag is raised. Thomas just a bit past that back line. As he gets the explanation from Sarah Gaddis. Or AR in the near touchline. Northern Colorado looking to extend its club record 9-match unbeaten streak. If this result stands, the Hailstorm will head to the top of the table. They have matches in hand compared to really the entirety of the league. They're starting to catch up on those fixtures. A bit of fixture congestion now. 4 matches in 11 days. We'll wrap up on Saturday against Union Omaha. Meanwhile, Knoxville. This is a squad that hasn't lost much this season, especially lately. Unbeaten in its last 5, just 1 loss in its last 9. However, they've struggled to turn those draws into 3 points. 3 consecutive draws for Mark McKeever's squad. Oprah angles around Thomas, and there is the yellow.
Yellow card issued in the 86th minute to
Handful of Northern Colorado supporters in attendance, making some noise after that card is shown. Oprah on the restart towards Rendon, headed goalward, fingertip knocked over the crossbar, but it was whistle dead before that. But you can really see Rendon's ability in the air. He is so dominant in the air. As physical and as athletic of a player as you'll find in this league. Chrysler. Thomas. Marked by Oprah. His cross again blocked by Oprah. And that last came off of Thomas. And another change for Northern Colorado. For the first time in his Northern Colorado career, Breck Evans will enter a match and not play the full 90. He has played the full 90 minutes in all 44 of his previous appearances with the Hailstorm. It's the first time that he's coming on as a substitute, as he replaces Nortain Norti. So a defensive change for Ayman Zayed. Chrysler launches deep. Oprah wins the header. Calixtro hustled after it, couldn't quite get there. And Rogers whisks it away. Again, it's Chrysler. Very heavy first touch. Comes towards Calixtro, who could not settle. And here's Ammon. We'll see if he just hustles to the corner flag. If he does try to create something, and he'll do the latter. Lukic. The possession stats have heavily favored one Knoxville tonight. 56% to 44%. Mark McKeever will make another change.
One Knoxville substitution exiting number 14, Jimmy Jalova.
Ahinga Selemani will enter. Here's King. King tees, takes a deflection, he scores! And surely that's the dagger. Billy King. A blast from distance, and it's 4-2. Fifth goal of this season for Billy King. He was brought in as a guy who can score a lot of goals. Ayman Zayed knew him from back in Ireland. Billy King just let that one rip, and he beats Peter Swinkles. Seemed to have taken a deflection. Either way, it's in the back of the net, and Northern Colorado, barring a miracle, will head back to Windsor on Saturday against Union Omaha, unbeaten in 10 in a row.
fans, we still have that lost credit card. Eric Milton, what's in your wallet? Not your Capital One card. Please go to the merch tent to pick it up.
Neofola held back to his feet. Fola, somebody very familiar with Eamon Zayed. They were teammates with Chattanooga Red Wolves for 2 seasons. And he's a key piece of this back line that has been so good this season. As Lukic, he's content just to work it back. And a bit of clock here. Oprah. Tried to switch. Header knocked on to Lukic. Oh, what a ball. Oprah stays onside. Oprah's cross. Rogers, one-timer off target. And this is one of those things about Northern Colorado. Even when they have late leads, they are not content just to sit back and park the bus. They want to put matches away. We've seen it from the squad throughout the season. As Kwakwa has the takeaway. Ammon shoves Chrysler from behind. Quick restart as Thomas finds Silimani. And Enoch Kwakwa is down in pain. Kwakwa help to his feet. A couple changes coming for Northern Colorado. Trevor Ammon will exit. A goal in a 3rd consecutive match, his 12th of the season, and this is what got the night started. Arthur Rogers, a gorgeous ball over the top, and Ammon chips the keeper as he tucks it just below the crossbar. And it's a 12th goal of the season for the Golden Boot leader. As he exits, Brandon Rosas, who did not play the last 3 matches, will replace him. Rosas, in his first season playing outside of his native Mexico, replaces Trevor Ammon. What a special season for number 9. Destin Normand also entered, 2nd-year man with Northern Colorado, one of 3 Colorado natives on this roster, as is Trevor Ammon. He replaces Billy King, who scored the 4th goal just moments ago. Now we wait from the whistle from Rashawn Clark. The streak has reached double digits. 10 in a row without a loss for Northern Colorado Hailstorm. 7-0-3 over this remarkable stretch. And Eamon Zayed has taken his 2nd-year club back to the top of the table as they claim the season series over one Knoxville 2-0-1. A 4-2 victory tonight in Knoxville, Tennessee. Both of those wins over one Knox came right here at Regal Stadium. 4-2 is the final. Northern Colorado Hailstorm take down one Knoxville. Final score brought to you by KUB Fiber. We'll have full match highlights and stats for you in a bit as well. It was a fun one tonight in Knoxville, Tennessee. A whole lot of goals, a whole lot of action, and the only professional soccer match in the U.S. today. We'll be back after this to put a bow on things on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league, the USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Slide this in behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedall. Sam Gleedall. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Bomasoso. Right through the middle, Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots.
Back here at Regal Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, 4-2 is the final. Arthur Rogers, not one, not two, but 3 assists on this Tuesday evening as he paces his Northern Colorado Hailstorm to a 4-2 victory. They remain unbeaten in 10 matches in a row, 7 victories during that stretch as they are back atop the table. And let's break things down as we take a look at our full-time match highlights. And we start at the 8th minute, and it starts with Arthur Rogers. Lifts one long, splits the center backs down the central channel. He finds Trevor Ammon making that run, and Ammon does the rest. 12th goal of the season for Ammon. 20th minute, it's Rogers once more. Sneaks one through, it's Bruno Rendon. Rendon's first. Remember those two names because that duo hooks up a little bit later on. But 34th minute, one Knoxville. They weren't ready to get shut out in the first half. They want to get into the action as well. And Angelo Kelly does just that. And he takes some contact to the face in doing so as he heads home his first goal of the season. Second half now, 50th minute. There's that combo. Rogers, a skipping ball, perfectly placed. Rendon again makes the run towards the back post. He blasted home his second goal of the day. Rogers' third assist of the match. A little later on, though, it's that man again. Kelly, great separation. Kelly puts it past Delgado, and a brace for Angelo Kelly. Entered today with 0 goals, leaves today with 2. At that point, it was 3-2, still a competitive match. But in the 90th minute, Billy King says, I'm about to end this thing. Left-footed strike, top bins, upper 90. Billy King is 5th of the season, and that's how this match came to an end. Full-time stats brought to you by CGI. And as you see, similar to what we saw at halftime, shots on target, fairly even. Possession stats dominated by one Knoxville. You can attribute maybe a little bit of that to the fact that they were playing from behind for much of the match. Maybe Northern Colorado a little more content to play off the ball, but hey, either way, Northern Colorado come away with the victory on the road and stay unbeaten in its 10th consecutive match. Well, the only professional soccer match in the U.S. tonight lived up to the hype. This was an exciting one coming in. It delivered 6 goals, a slew of yellow cards, and a whole lot of action. But Northern Colorado Hailstorm wrap up the season series with one Knoxville with its 10th consecutive match without a loss. 4-2 in the final for our fantastic crew. I'm John Gross, saying so long on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.